Hello everyone, I'm Brian Dragon, and welcome to my commentary for the adaptation of the Papyrus comic book album, Imhotep's Transformation. Just for the record, this is in English. Don't ask me why the French words are there. They just are.
In the beginning, Horus, the falcon god of light, and Seth, the god of evil, fought to control Egypt. The Council of the Gods decided Seth was sent into exile and Horus became the first pharaoh of Egypt. For 2,000 years, Pharaoh succeeded Pharaoh. But Seth had plotted his revenge. And
just throwing this out there, but that whole divine sort of things made up for the TV show. And that's from the Akir doesn't appear. Or maybe he does. I mean, the first album ever written hasn't been translated into English, so it's possible he may have appeared in the first album and died in the first album.
Saqqara. It was here, on the shore of the Nile, that Imhotep, the legendary architect, built the first Egyptian pyramid, the tomb of the great king Djoser. 15 centuries later, also at Saqqara, the pharaoh Merenre must carry out the sacred rites of Hebsed, the ceremonies that re-established the legitimacy of his reign.
The statue wasn't painted in the original album, but given the fact that was how things were done in Egypt, it's likely it would have been.
It's mid-morning, Papyrus. Don't forget, you promised we'd be in Saqqara by high noon.
I didn't promise anything. I simply said...
Oh, you liar! Tia, did he or did he not swear we'd be in Saqqara in time to...
Just for the record, it appears that Tia might have been made up for the TV show.
But it won't get there before the end of the day. Isn't that right, Imhotep?
In principle, yes. But with the currents and the breeze, it could get there earlier or maybe later.
Ah! You see? I was right.
Quick!
Please help! Please help me!
Look! A crocodile!
A white crocodile. Wow, I never saw one before.
It was green in the original album.
Help me!
Papyrus!
I should make note of the fact that he was traveling in a different boat than Papyrus and Imhotep. But obviously for pragmatic reasons, they're both traveling in the same boat.
Crocodile is the lord of the swamps, Papyrus. Spare him, and I, Sebek, the crocodile god, promise to help and protect you.
It wasn't even Sobek or Sebek or whatever you want to call him in the album, but the crocodile himself that spoke. saying, "By Sobek, if you let me live, I promise that from now on I'll protect whoever lives on this island."
Well, the wound is not a deep one, and this bandage should help it heal. Oh, look at him. It's incredible.
You always need to cut down on characters that these handmaidens are omitted.
It's true. How is such a thing possible?
Imhotep. The architect who designed this was more than a builder. He was a genius. I'd love to be like him.
Well, you have the same name anyway. That's a start.
Imhotep, not Imhotep. Imhotep was a genius. Our friend Imhotep, well, he's just an apprentice genius.
The names were spelled the same way in the original comic book albums, but I guess it might have been to make this album a bit less confusing, considering what ends up appearing.
As an offering from the loyal priests of Memphis, my lord. Especially myself, after my past transgressions.
You are here at last, deity. As heir to the throne, should you not have been at Pharaoh's side for this celebration?
An incident delayed us, Father.
Well, you are here now. That's the important thing.
O saith Lord of Ombos, let the shadow of your clouds eclipse the sky and the sun as well, that tomorrow Pharaoh will no longer be Pharaoh.
It is Seth's evil magic.
Oh, Ra! God of light, protect us!
Look! Look at the statue!
There was no blotting out of the sun at this part in the album. In fact, there wasn't even a divine act going on. It was just a dwarf hiding inside the head of the statue, pouring animal blood from the eye holes.
Father! What's happened to you?
It is nothing. We must not stay here.
Renepta didn't even fall ill until well past that page. Let's see here. He left the falling of after the statue found at page 13, and he fell ill around page 18.
Our sovereign, your father, has been poisoned, Thetis.
Poisoned? Oh, tell me, Ratifair, he isn't going to...
No, his life is not in danger, but the ceremony cannot proceed as planned. I fear he will be unable to perform the sacred rites.
That must have been why he was poisoned.
Quite right, Papyrus. Without Merenri, the priests of Memphis will judge the pharaoh unfit to rule, and that would apply to...
The high priest of Memphis, Sepsiska, has royal blood, and he's Memphis's foremost prophet.
He betrayed Pharaoh before. I'm sure it's him.
That gives him a rather
We accuse no one without proof, Papyrus.
Forgive
good
me, Princess Deity, for
claim to the throne of Egypt.
Speaking of the devil,
The priests of Memphis are concerned for our great king's health, and the people are also worried.
He will be fine tomorrow, but for now he just needs rest.
It's just that the sudden sandstorm, the darkening sky, the statue crying tears of blood, the priests see them as bad omens for the Hebsed ceremonies and Pharaoh's illness.
Illness? What illness? My father was poisoned, Chibseska.
He was poisoned by the gods. Who dared commit such sacrilege?
You did.
encampment, perhaps even this very tent.
What are you insinuating, young man?
Yes, Samurka was one of the priests. He was into
That is the best way
some
to find the
set
You speak so wisely. my
thing.
father. The priests will pray for Pharaoh's speedy recovery.
In fact, the whole set thing seems rather tacked on.
Perimeter the priests have drawn at the base of the pyramid. Should he be unable to do so, my duty would oblige me to remove him from power.
My father will certainly prove himself worthy to rule Egypt.
We all very much hope so, O noble princess.
Oh, come on, Papyrus. The fisherman? Take my father's place? It would never work.
It's an amazing resemblance. You said so yourself. Made up and dressed in Pharaoh's robes. He'll fool everyone.
And you'll be there to help him. No, it won't work.
We have no choice, Thetis. This man will be pharaoh for just a day.
Rouser had a smaller role than
Gods have wished it so.
Waterford does here.
Where are the gods? They have abandoned us.
No, Papyrus. You spared the white crocodile. Now I have come to help you.
Sebek.
You wish to save Pharaoh, Papyrus?
More than anything.
Well then, go look for the herb of life. It alone can cure the memory.
The herb of life?
It grows at the source of the Nile. Find the white crocodile.
Sebek takes the role of Nemath, the old woman who told Papyrus of the herb.
Now we must go our separate ways, Tia. Are you sure that you can persuade the fishermen to come with you?
Hey, Papyrus, I'm the queen of the robbers of Thebes. Don't worry, I'll get him to Saqqara before sunrise.
May the gods protect her and us as well. Let's go. Time is short.
Tell me, young woman, how is our beloved sovereign's health?
He can tell you himself.
Huh? Oh, my lord. Pharaoh, life, strength, health, my heart rejoices to see you so well on this day of Hebset.
Pharaoh appreciates your tribute, Chepseska. But we have much to do before the ceremonies begin.
Rotafair found an antidote to the poison. We have failed, Samerka.
My magic is stronger than Rotafair's. I told you. Once the sun sets behind the desert sands, Pharaoh will no longer be Pharaoh.
The gods are with us, Seneb. Chepseska was completely fooled. I almost believed you myself.
I shall do whatever I can for your father, Lord of the Double Kingdom. But my leg is still very painful.
Put some of this cream on your wound. It will soothe you.
The fisherman didn't even have a name in the original album. Certainly a pragmatic choice to give him a name. That way he's not always referred to as fisherman.
At last, there it is. I'll follow him. Good thing the crocodile gods are protecting us. Well, I have to breathe. I'm not a crocodile. Got it. Well done, Papyrus.
That man is not the Pharaoh.
Let's cut across the Memphis necropolis. We can get to Pharaoh's camp and avoid the procession. Pharaoh approaches.
The English name of this episode is actually The Herb of Life.
Come on, we're nearly there now. No, I can't go on.
Imhotep's transformation makes for a better title.
Help me. I'm coming, Imhotep. Let go, Papyrus. You'll never get me out of there.
Say, soon you shall reign.
Where are we? Probably an ancient mastaba. An underground tomb. We can't climb out. The stone's too crumbly. There's another room. No way out. We're trapped in this tomb. Let's try and move this slab. That's strange. Where does that sand come from? Oh, what is it? A mechanism. By pushing the stone, we activated some mechanism.
Yeah, there was no booby trap in the original album.
We've got to get out of here fast. No way out. A sarcophagus. We're in a mortuary, and these hundreds of urns contain mummified ibises. We could never climb that high. But we still have to find a way out, and quick. Look at that. Like all the gods of Egypt. Papyrus, this sarcophagus. It's actually Imhotep, the very great architect. Yes, the legendary Imhotep. He died more than 15 centuries ago, and we found his tomb. Well, you'll have the thrill of being buried with your hero, Imhotep. Lucky you.
O Merenre, on this holy day of Hebsed, show your people you are still worthy to reign over the Double Kingdom.
Oh, my leg. Gods of Egypt, come to my aid.
You can do it, Seneb. I know you can.
I really have no idea why they changed the pharaoh's name.
When sunlight once again strikes the eyes of Imhotep.
It's not like Morneptah or Merenptah, as he's also called, is a difficult name to pronounce.
Come back to life and help us out of here? The magic formula makes sense, Papyrus. We should try. Besides, we've nothing to lose. You're right. Sunlight shall once again strike the eyes of the great architect.
For 1,500 years, my mummified heart has awaited the light of Ra, god of the sun, that I may be reborn forever. At last I am restored.
Imhotep.
Speak! What would you? I can refuse you nothing.
Pharaoh is in danger, Imhotep. The Lord of Ombos and evil priests are plotting against him.
Never! Never shall evil priests reign over Egypt! Let the wrath of the sacred Ibis strike Pharaoh's enemies!
The mummified ibises take flight.
Oh. What's happening? What have we unleashed? Look out! The roof is falling in! Let's get out of here, Imhotep. There's no time to waste.
As the humble representative of the priesthood of our northern cities, I wish to present our sovereign lord.
Get up, you servant of the gods. You are kneeling before an impostor, because that man is not Pharaoh.
Your words are unworthy of a high priest of Memphis, Chepseska.
Well then, Let him walk 3 times around the holy path at the foot of the pyramid.
I shall carry out this rite, and prove to you all that the gods judge me worthy to rule over the Double Kingdom.
Okay, we're at page 42.
You can make it. You've just got to make it. Oh.
Forgive me, Princess. I can't go on. I failed you.
Do not reproach yourself. You did everything you could.
The gods have chosen me to expose this impostor and to take the fate of the kingdom into my own hands. I, Chepseska, I declare myself the new lord of our great double kingdom.
Page 43. The ibises blot out the sun. Or at least in the album where there was enough of them.
Take the golden bow, Father, and with the 4 sacred arrows, reclaim the 4 corners of the kingdom.
And the 5th arrow will reveal the traitors.
Forgive me, great king. I do not deserve thy wrath, for that man, a servant of Seth, he had bewitched me.
Imhotep actually killed Chepseska in the album, and Samorka actually threw himself to the ground begging for pardon.
You carried out the rites of Hepzed, but Marinra's reign ends today.
I won't let you do this, demonic servant of Seth.
You are powerless against me, wretched peasant.
Thank you, Imhotep.
My father, the Pharaoh, cannot thank you enough for what you did for him and for the kingdom.
But it was a very great honor. Few men can boast of having been pharaoh for a day. Besides, you all helped me.
Indeed, in the album, after all that was done, Imhotep allowed the fisherman to sit by his side.
You'd have everything.
I have all I need already. The Nile is generous, and the swamps give me everything I really need to live.
I know what you need. If I had any sense.
And what's stopping you?
Well, I keep having to rescue a certain princess.
What was that?
Ah, I've made another friend. He keeps an eye on me.
And that was Imhotep's transformation. It was compressed, things were added, but otherwise it was alright. I have to get more in the next album is Tutankhamun, the Assassinated Pharaoh, and I'm aware that there is an episode that features Tutankhamun, but I'm gonna have to look into if he is in fact appearing in an adaptation of that album. It could very well just be an original story. And Ray, I'm Brian Croy Dragon, signing out. Eat your veggies!